How's it going, SnowTrax fans? You got Luke here. We're at Heydays 2018 and we're in the Yamaha booth. We're checking out Yamaha's hottest model for this season, something we've been very excited about and had some time to test. We're talking about the SRX. The SRX is obviously the rebirth of an iconic snowmobile, a snowmobile that is notorious for being extremely fast, faster than it ever should have been. And of course, Yamaha's Sidewinder is also that sled that's extremely fast, faster than it really should be, but just fast enough for us motorheads. So the Sidewinder SRX brings back the awesome blue coloring that we were also in love with on the old SRX. It looks the part. I mean, it looks retro, but it also looks modern, and I love the look. But what the interesting part about this sled really is more in the suspension than it is in how it looks. The suspension of the SRX is actually lowered, but it's not limited. So the shocks aren't shorter. The spring rates, the initial spring rates are softer, so the vehicle has more ride-in initially and sits lower to the snow when you first get on it. And that creates a much more aggressive stance, but it also creates a sled that's designed to go faster, and it aids in that for sure. The sled itself is ridiculously fast. It's designed to go fast in a straight line. Luckily for us though, this is a Sidewinder, so it corners well, it rides really well. And speaking of ride, this model has IQS, or Fox's Intelligent Suspension System, 3 positions. They're basically a QS3 shock with an electronic adjuster with a handlebar mounted switch. After testing this system, I can say with absolute certainty and no questions whatsoever, this is awesome. IQS is something I want to see on every sled from here on out. It's useful. You will use it. Even with QS3 shocks that are easy to adjust, most people don't adjust them throughout the course of a riding day. With IQS, you can adjust it right from the handlebar, and I've noticed as I was testing it and riding it that I would adjust the shocks every time the situation changed, every time the trail changed, if it was twisty, if it was straight, if it was rough, if it was smooth, it didn't matter. I could always adjust those shocks to be exactly what I wanted. And I had sort of some skepticism about whether or not it was going to be useful. That skepticism is gone. It works great. The other thing about this sled that's kind of interesting is the track. It's got a low lug track, and as everybody knows, if you want to go fast on snow, a deep lug track is not the way to do it. You want to keep the lug height low. So while you may be sacrificing some traction on this sled, Yamaha assumes probably everyone who buys one is going to put studs in it. So the lug height isn't as serious, but the low lug height also gives you that extra top speed, low resistance, more top speed. And that's what the SRX is really all about. This turbo 137, you know, arguably in the neighborhood of 200 horsepower. This sucker's fast. I definitely held it wide open, and I can say with confidence, this thing flies. So thanks for spending some time with us here. We're gonna have a full test ride on this sled, on the SRX, on SnowTrax TV this year. Stay tuned, make sure you check that out, and we'll see you on the snow.